The day my sister took my wedding, I learned that betrayal can wear a bridal gown and hold a bouquet of pink roses. I hid in the shadows out of sight as Samantha walked down the aisle in my dress toward my fiancé, surrounded by my flowers, decorations, and dreams. My name is Beth, and once upon a time, I believed in fairy tales. Now, I design them for other people, bringing their Pinterest boards to life with a polished smile that never quite reaches my eyes. It's ironic how heartbreak can become a profession. Another flawless wedding, Alex says, handing me a glass of champagne as the newlyweds drive off from their perfect reception. You've got a real gift, Beth. I take a sip, the bubbles sharp on my tongue. Gift? No, just a deep understanding of what it means to have everything taken from you by the people you trusted most. My phone buzzes. Samantha's name flashes on the screen, the first time in 8 years. I hesitate, then decline the call. It rings again. And again. Wow, persistent much. Alex raises an eyebrow. You going to pick up? Why should I? The champagne turns sour in my mouth. 8 years of silence. And now she wants something from me? Classic Samantha. A voicemail notification pops up. Against my better judgment, I listen. Beth, please. I know I don't deserve your help, but everything's falling apart. The business, the house, my marriage, it's all crumbling. I need you. Please come home. There are things you don't know about that day. I delete the message, but her voice echoes in my head. Home. That suffocating coastal town where my mother still makes excuses for Samantha. Where gossip travels faster than lightning. Where I left my wedding dress crumpled and abandoned on the church floor. You're not actually considering it, are you? Alex's eyes narrow. No. I glance at my calendar, crammed with appointments and upcoming weddings. I'm booked solid. But you're thinking about it. I can see it. She's right. I think about the way Samantha smiled that morning. Helping me with my makeup. Asking to try on my dress, just for fun while I showered. How she disappeared with it. How my mother stayed silent when Samantha walked down the aisle wearing it. My phone buzzes again. A text message with a photo. A teenage girl with Samantha's golden hair. And my green eyes stares back at me. The caption reads, "This is London, your niece. She needs you too." Oh wow, Alex mutters, glancing at the screen. That's low, even for her. Another text follows. There's more to this than you know. Marco's father is threatening to expose everything. Please just talk to me. I pour more champagne. The worst part wasn't losing the dress or Marco. It was everyone pretending like it was fine. Like I was the one making a scene. So go back, Alex says simply. Show them exactly who you've become. I look around the lavish venue. The chandeliers I chose, the flowers I arranged, the details I perfected. Each wedding I plan is a quiet rebellion, a way to reclaim what was taken. Samantha mentioned a vow renewal, I say slowly. She wants my help with it. Alex smirks. Now that would be a show worth seeing. My phone buzzes once more. A text from my mother. Your sister needs you. Family is everything. I laugh, sharp and bitter. Family is everything. Where was that loyalty 8 years ago? But I'm already pulling up flights, imagining the possibilities. Samantha wants my help with her vow renewal? Fine. I'll give her the event she deserves. A spectacle that makes my stolen wedding day look like an afterthought. You're actually going, aren't you? Alex sighs. Want company? I shake my head. I need to do this alone. Besides, someone has to handle the Watson wedding next week. Promise me one thing, she says, gripping my arm. Don't let them hurt you again. I smile, sharp, unbreakable. Don't worry. I'm not the same girl who left that church in tears. Samantha wants my help. She'll get it, every extravagant, impeccable, unforgettable detail. I booked the flight for tomorrow morning and text Samantha, coming home. We'll talk about the vow renewal. Her response is immediate. Thank you, thank you. You won't regret this. But she might. Because while Samantha may have taken my wedding day, I've spent years learning how to create unforgettable, perfect ceremonies. And this time, I'm the one writing the story. I raise my glass to the empty reception hall, the last echoes of celebration fading away. Here's to family reunions, I say. Alex taps her glass against mine. And to karma finally finding its way home. The mansion looks just like Samantha, beautiful on the surface, but slowly falling apart. The paint is peeling from the once pristine columns. Weeds creep through cracked garden paths. And the air of elegance has given way to quiet neglect. 8 years ago, this house was the gem of Harbor Street. Now, it's just another reminder that even perfection has an expiration date. Miss Beth. A voice calls from the wraparound porch. I turn to see a teenage girl holding a sketchbook. London. She's taller now, with a graceful posture that reminds me of how Samantha used to practice her poise in front of mirrors. Mom's inside. She's been crying all morning, London says. The word slips out before I can stop it. Good. London's eyes widen slightly, and I force a smile. I mean, good that I caught her at home. Inside, the house is worse than I expected. Dust-covered designer furniture, and a silence heavy with unpaid bills. My heels echo against the marble as London leads me to the sunroom. Beth. Samantha rises from a faded chaise lounge, her arms open wide like we're in some southern drama. You came. I step back, avoiding her embrace. Let's skip the performance. You mentioned Marco's father was threatening you. Samantha's face crumples. She looks older than her years, worry carved into her expression. Dustin knows things. About the business, about that day. He's threatening to expose it all unless we sell him our shares for next to nothing. I examine my nails unfazed. And this concerns me because... Samantha glances at London. Honey, could you give us a minute? No, London replies, her voice steady. I'm tired of being sent away whenever things get real. I smirk. Let her stay. She deserves to know what kind of family she's dealing with. Samantha sinks back onto the chair, defeated. Marco's business is failing. We've been keeping it afloat with creative accounting. You mean fraud? I correct, tilting my head. Samantha's fingers twist nervously. Call it what you want. Dustin found out. If he exposes us, we lose everything, the house, our reputation. I'm still waiting to hear what this has to do with me. Samantha's voice drops. Because the money that started Marco's business, it came from your wedding fund. The room falls silent. London's pencil stops scratching across her sketchbook. What did you just say? My voice is cold, distant. Mom used your wedding money to help Marco start his business, London mutters, her eyes darting between us. That's why she didn't stop Samantha that day. She needed this to work. Samantha's face turns ghostly. London, please. No. I interrupt, a hollow laugh escaping me. So, not only did you steal my wedding, but you and Mom conspired to steal my future. I can explain, Samantha begins. I cut her off, turning to London. How do you stand living here? She shrugs, a sad, resigned gesture that reminds me too much of myself. I draw. I plan my escape, just like you did. Samantha chokes on a breath. London. It's true. London flips her sketchbook around, revealing intricate sketches of wedding dresses. I follow your work online, Aunt Beth. You're kind of my hero. Something inside me cracks. 8 years of armor splintering. You design dresses? Samantha jumps in, her voice strained. She should be focused on practical things, college applications, accounting. Or creative fraud? I snap back. London's mouth twitches. I applied to fashion design programs. Mom doesn't know yet. Samantha stands abruptly, desperation seeping through. Beth, please. I need your help with the vow renewal. We need something grand to restore our reputation. I'll pay, whatever you want. I glance around the sunroom, at the dust-covered furniture and the wilting plants. With what money, Samantha? We still have some investments. You mean what's left of my wedding fund? The words are bitter on my tongue. Fine. I'll do it. Samantha's relief is palpable. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. I turn to London. Show me more of your designs. London's eyes light up as she flips through her sketches. I catch a glimpse of myself in the reflection of a tarnished mirror. 8 years ago, I was the girl sketching dreams in secret, planning an escape from expectations I couldn't meet. My phone buzzes. A text from Alex. How's karma treating the queen bee? I type back, better than expected. Found an ally. London points to a design. This one was inspired by your Sydney wedding. The way you incorporated the opera house into the train. I glance at Samantha, her face tight with unease. London, how would you feel about helping me plan your mother's vow renewal? Samantha's face brightens. That's a wonderful idea. Samantha's face brightens. That's a wonderful idea. I wasn't asking you. I keep my eyes on London. What do you say? Want to learn how to turn dreams into reality? London's smile is slow and just a little wicked. When do we start? Behind us, Samantha shifts nervously and I remember something my mother used to say: karma comes for everyone eventually. She just didn't specify who gets to play. Delivery service. Your mother's social circle has completely disintegrated. Margaret, the local florist, tells me over coffee last month's charity gala Samantha wasn't even invited. Can you imagine? I can actually. I'm counting on it. How many guests for the vow renewal? I ask, jotting notes in my planner. Oh honey. Margaret leans forward, her bangles jingling. Nobody's RSVP'd, yet word is they're waiting to see if Samantha can actually pull this off. Perfect. I close my planner with a snap. While they're in for a surprise. I'm thinking cascading orchids, crystal installations, customized sculptures. Can they afford all that I'm offering? A family discount. I smile, thinking of the astronomical bill I'm preparing. Speaking of family, how's your daughter Katie? Wasn't she Samantha's best friend? Margaret's face darkens. Was his right? Katie hasn't spoken to Samantha since she discovered Samantha had been spreading rumors about Katie's husband. Nasty business. I make a mental note to add Katie to the guest list. Nothing like an angry ex-best friend to spice up a party. The bell above the shop door chimes, and Marco walks in. He stops short. When he sees me, his once handsome face now lined with stress sad, he shifts uncomfortably. I didn't expect to see the woman whose wedding you stole. Life's full of surprises. Margaret suddenly finds her inventory fascinating, disappearing into the back room. Listen. Marco steps closer, lowering his voice. About the vow renewal. Samantha's not telling you everything. Shocking. I'm serious. He glances around nervously. My father, he's not just threatening to expose the business fraud. There's more. There always is with Clara. No, you don't understand. That day, your wedding day, the shop door chimes again. London bursts in her cheeks, flushed. Aunt Beth, I've been looking everywhere for you. Mom's having a meltdown about the guest list. Marco straightens his confession. Forgotten. London, you should be at your piano lesson. Already finished. London pulls out her sketchbook. Actually, I was hoping to show Aunt Beth my ideas for the table settings. You should focus on your studies, Marco says sharply. This wedding planning nonsense is a valuable learning experience. I interrupt. Besides, London has quite a talent for design. You should Be proud. Marco's face reddened. Stay out of this, Beth. She's not your daughter, no. Thank God for that. I gather my things. Come on, London. Let's go deal with your mother's meltdown outside. London's shoulders slump. I didn't really finish my piano lesson. I just couldn't stand another hour of scales. I know I link my arm through hers, but sometimes the best revenge is living well. Show me those table-setting designs. We settle on a nearby bench, and London flips open her sketchbook. Her designs are impressive, modern, elegant, with just a hint of edge. Mom wants everything exactly like her first wedding, London says. But I was thinking, what if we did something completely different, something that makes a statement? I study her sketches. Black roses mixed with white shattered mirror centerpieces, place cards written in reverse. You're not just talking about table settings, are you? London meets my eyes. Mom thinks this vow renewal will fix everything, but maybe some things need to stay broken before I can respond. My phone buzzes, an unknown number. The text reads, "Stop now, you don't know what you're getting into." What's wrong? London asks. I show her. The text looks like someone's nervous about our plans, probably Grandpa Dustin. He's been watching the house. You know, sometimes he sits in his car across the street for hours. I make a mental note to look deeper into Dustin's involvement. Tell me more about your grandfather. London's expression clouds. He's intense, always talking about family legacy and keep up appearances. Last week I heard him threatening Mom about some documents in his safe. What kind of documents? I don't know, but Mom was crying afterward, not her usual dramatic crying, real tears. I think about Marco's attempted confession in the flower shop, about Dustin's threats about documents and safes. The puzzle pieces are there, but they're not fitting together quite right. My phone buzzes again. This time it's Samantha. Where are you? We need to discuss the guest list. Now ready to face the dragon? I ask London. She grins. Only if we can show her my black rose concept. Oh, we'll show her more than that. I stand brushing off my skirt. How about we talk about those fashion school applications? To London's eyes widen. Mom will lose it probably, but sometimes losing it is exactly what people need to do. As we walk back to the mansion, I can't shake the feeling that I'm missing something crucial. Marco's unfinished warning, Dustin's threats, Samantha's real tears. There's a story here that goes deeper than stolen weddings and business fraud. But for now I have a vow renewal to plan. And if my niece wants to help me turn it into a masterpiece of subtle revenge, well, that's just karma working in mysterious ways. Black roses. Samantha's voice rises an octave. Have you lost your mind, Suddy? This is a vow renewal, not a gothic funeral. We're in the mansion's dining room, surrounded by London sketches and my elaborate plans. The chandelier above us flickers. Another unpaid bill warning. Actually, London pipes up, the black roses were my idea. Samantha freezes. You're encouraging this? She rounds on me first. You fill her head with fashion school nonsense. Now this fashion school. Marco appears in the doorway, his face stormy. London, we discussed this. You're going to business school? No, you discussed it. London's voice trembles, but holds firm. I never agreed. I step between them. The roses are staying, and since I'm doing this at a discount, I get final say on design elements. Some discount? Marco mutters. Your invoice is astronomical. Consider it. 8 years of accumulated interest. A door slams somewhere in the house, followed by heavy footsteps. Dustin enters, his presence filling the room like smoke. Family meeting. Without me. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. Sad. You're looking successful, Dustin. I match his tone, still hiding documents and safes. The room goes quiet. Samantha's face drains of color. London. Dustin says pleasantly, why don't you go practice your piano? She stays. I put a hand on London's shoulder. Since she's helping with the planning. Dustin's eyes narrow. Samantha, control your sister. That ship sailed 8 years ago, I say sweetly, along with my wedding fund. Careful, Suddy. Dustin steps closer. You might not like what you find if you dig too deep. Is that a threat, Dad? Please Marco moves between us. This isn't the time. No. Dustin pulls an envelope from his jacket. Then when should we discuss these photos? Samantha makes a small choked sound. I catch a glimpse of what looks like security camera stills before she snatches the envelope. London, go to your room. Samantha whispers. Now this time London doesn't argue. She squeezes my hand before leaving her sketchbook clutched to her chest. Whatever game you're playing, Beth, Dustin says once she's gone, remember that some secrets are better left buried, like whatever's in that safe of yours. His smile turns cruel. You always were the smarter sister. Pity you weren't the prettier one. He leaves and Samantha crumples into a chair, the envelope trembling in her hands. Want to tell me what that was about? I ask. No. Samantha stands abruptly. The roses can stay. Just make everything perfect, please. She hurries out, Marco following after, shooting me a warning look. I'm left alone in the dining room, surrounded by plans for a celebration that's feeling more like a wake. My phone buzzes. Another text from the unknown number. Last warning, walk away or everyone loses. I'm about to delete it when I hear music from upstairs, not piano scales, but something darker, all minor chords and raw emotion. Following the sound, I find London's door ajar. She's at her keyboard, hands moving with a GRCE that reminds me of her sketches. The music stops when she sees me. Mom hates when I play my own compositions. Play it again. I sit beside her. It's beautiful. She hesitates, then starts over the melody. Speaks of locked doors and hidden photos of dreams stuffed into sketchbooks and secrets and safes. I found something, she says quietly, still playing in Dad's study last night. Letters between Mom and Grandpa. Dustin, from before your wedding. They mentioned a contract. My heart skips. What kind of contract? I couldn't read much before Dad came in, but her fingers falter on the keys. Your name was on it, and there was a lot of money involved. The pieces start shifting, forming a new pattern. London, I need you to do something for me. She stops playing, break into Grandpa's safe. God, no. I laugh despite myself. I need you to keep being exactly who you are, someone who sees the truth behind the pretty facades, like those black roses, beautiful, but with an edge. Exactly. I pull out my phone, typing quickly to Alex. Need you to dig into any contracts between Samantha and Dustin from 8 years ago. You're not really planning a vow renewal, are you? London asks. I think of Dustin's threats. Samantha's tears the contract with my name on it. Oh, I'm planning something, but renewal might not be the right word. My phone buzzes with Alex's response on it, but sad. Be careful, rich men with secrets are dangerous men. London starts playing again, her dark melody filling the room. Outside, I spot Dustin's car idling across the street, watching, waiting. Let him watch. He's not the only one with secrets anymore. Keep practicing, I tell London. Both the music and the designs, sometimes the most powerful statements, are the ones we make through art. She nods, understanding the real message. Keep your eyes open, keep gathering information, keep being brave enough to play your own dark melodies. The game is changing, but I'm starting to think revenge might not be the prize I should be playing. For your mother sold you out for a country club membership. Alex's voice crackles through my phone, and that's just the beginning. I sit in my hotel room staring at the documents she sent. Explain the contract was part of a larger deal. Dustin needed a wife for Marco, someone who could handle the social aspects of the business. Your mother recommended Samantha, but there was a catch. Me, you were already engaged to Marco. The contract stipulated that Samantha would handle that situation in exchange. Your mother got social connections, club memberships, invest opportunities. My hand tightens around the phone. She traded my happiness for social status, and Samantha got everything. She wanted the perfect husband, the perfect life, until it all started falling apart. I laughed bitterly. No wonder she's desperate for this vow renewal. It's her last chance to maintain the illusion. A knock at my door. Interrupts us. Hold on, it's London, clutching her sketchbook like a shield. Can I come in? Mom and Dad are fighting again. I wave her and putting Alex on speaker. Perfect timing. We were just discussing family history. London. Alex's voice softens. How are you holding up, honey? I found more letters. London says, settling on the bed in Mom's vanity drawer there from Grandma Hope, talking about some kind of arrangement. Your grandmother's always been good at arrangements, I say, especially when they benefit her. Theirs. More. London opens her sketchbook, pulling out folded papers. Dad's been meeting with lawyers. I heard him telling Mom they could lose everything. Unless what? Unless they can prove the original contract was fraudulent. London's voice shakes. But Grandpa Dustin has evidence, photos, recording something big enough to destroy everyone involved. My phone buzzes with a text, unknown number again. Check your email. Time you saw the truth. I open my laptop, click the new message. A video starts playing, security footage from 8 years ago. I recognized the country club's private dining room. Oh my God, I whisper. There's my mother sitting with Dustin and Samantha, all three bent over papers. Money changes hands. Samantha signs something, then my mother. Dustin raises a glass and toasts the day before my wedding. What is it? London moves closer. I slam the laptop shut. Evidence that some families deserve to implode. Another knock, harder this time. Samantha bursts in without waiting for an answer. London, I've been looking everywhere. She stops, seeing the papers spread across the bed. What, this just some wedding plans? I say smoothly. London has wonderful ideas about the ceremony. Don't lie to me. Samantha snatches up a letter. Her face goes pale. Where did you get these? Maybe you should ask Mom. I stand. Or should I say your business partner? You don't understand. I understand perfectly. You and Mom sold me out for social status and investment opportunities. The only thing I don't understand is why you're surprised it's all falling apart. Mom. London's voice is small. Is this true? Samantha crumples the letter in her fist. I did what I had to do for all of us, for yourself, I correct, and now karma is coming to collect. You think you're so perfect. Samantha's voice rises. You have no idea what it was like living in your shadow. The brilliant older sister, the responsible one, the one everyone trusted. I took what I deserved, and how's that working out for you? London stands abruptly. I can't. I need to. She runs from the room. Samantha moves to follow, but I block her path. Let her go. She needs time to process that her mother is exactly who she feared she was. Don't you dare judge me. Samantha's eyes fill with tears. You got your revenge, didn't you? Built your perfect life, while mine falls apart. Your life is falling apart because you built it on lies, and now Dustin's going to expose everything. Unless you give him what he wants. He wants the company, total control. Samantha sinks onto the bed. But if that happens, Marco will lose everything. London will lose everything. London's stronger than you think. Unlike you, she's willing to build her own life instead of stealing someone else's. My phone buzzes again. This time it's Alex. Found something big. Call me Ace. Get out of my room. Samantha, I have work to do. The vow renewal will proceed as planned. Don't worry, I'll make it a day no one will ever forget. After she leaves, I call Alex back. What did you find? You're not going to believe this, she says. But that contract, it wasn't just about your wedding. There's a clause about inheritance, about controlling interests in multiple companies. Your mother and Samantha, they were just pawns in Dustin's bigger game. I look out the window at the mansion across the street, where London's silhouette shows in her bedroom window. She's at her keyboard again, and even from here I can imagine the dark melody she's playing. Asks me everything I say. It's time to change the game. The day before the vow renewal, I find London waiting outside my hotel room, a packed bag at her feet. I'm not going back, she announces. I applied for early admission to design school, got in full scholarship. I usher her inside. Does your mother know? Left her a note. Dad too. She pulls out an envelope, and I found These in Grandpa's study. He really should change his safe combination for Mom's birthday. The envelope contains photos, not the ones Dustin threatened us with, but others' financial documents. Offshore account numbers, evidence of years of systematic fraud. London. This is dangerous stuff. I know. She lifts her chin. That's why I made copies, lots of copies. My phone rings. Samantha. Of course I put it on speaker. Where is she? Samantha's voice is frantic. London's gone. Her room's empty. I'm here, Mom. London's voice is steady. And I'm not coming back. Don't be ridiculous. The vow renewal is tomorrow. Your father needs us. Dad needs to face consequences. London cuts in. Just like you and Grandpa. Dustin. Samantha's breath catches. What are you talking about? I know everything. The contract, the fraud, how you and Grandma sold out Aunt S. I have proof. Silence stretches across the line. Then put your aunt on. I take the phone. She's staying with me. You planned this, didn't you? Turned my daughter against me. You did that yourself. I look at London, seeing my own past reflected in her determination. The vow renewal starts at 4. Don't be late. I hang up as someone knocks. It's Marco, looking haunted. Is she here? London. Dad. London steps back. Don't try to stop me. I'm not. He enters, closing the door. I came to warn you both. My father, he's planning something for tomorrow, something big. We know about the contracts. I say the fraud, the offshore accounts. No, it's worse. Marco runs a hand through his graying hair. He's going to announce a merger during the ceremony, one that will bankrupt Samantha and me. Leave us with nothing. He's been planning it for months, like Samantha planned to steal my wedding. The words come out sharper than intended. That wasn't entirely her fault. Marco won't meet my eyes. My father, he has ways of making people do what he wants. Threats, blackmail, whatever it takes. And you just went along with it. London's voice cracks. Let him control everything. I was a coward, Marco admits. Still am, maybe, but tomorrow, everything changes. My phone buzzes. Alex, all set for tomorrow. Team in place. Good. I text back. Time for the final act. London picks up her bag. I should go. My bus leaves in an hour. Wait. Marco pulls out his wallet. Hands her a thick envelope. Your college fund. I've been saving it separately where Dad couldn't touch it. London stares at the envelope. You knew. I've seen your designs. They're beautiful. He swallows hard. I'm sorry I didn't say it before. She hugs him. Brief but real. Come to my first show. Wouldn't miss it. After London leaves for the bus station, Marco turns to me. What are you planning for tomorrow of our renewal? I smile. Just not the kind Samantha's expecting. She'll be destroyed. No, she won't. But Dustin, he might be. Marco nodded slowly. Good. Just be careful. My father doesn't lose gracefully. After he leaves, I start laying out tomorrow's clothes. A black dress, elegant but severe. My phone buzzes one last time. Unknown number. Call it off or the photos go public. I text back. Release them. I'm done being afraid of the past. The response comes quickly. Your funeral. No, I type. Your empires. I look out at the setting sun, thinking of London on her bus to freedom, of Samantha in her crumbling mansion, of Dustin plotting in his study. Tomorrow everyone's masks will fall. My phone rings. Alex again. You sure about this? She asks. Once we start, there's no going back. I think of that day 8 years ago, watching Samantha walk down the aisle in my dress, how I ran away letting them win. I'm sure. Is everything ready? All set. The press will be there disguised as guests. The financial authorities are standing by. Even got that reporter you mentioned, the one who specializes in corporate fraud. Exposes. Perfect. I smooth my black dress. Time to show them what happens when you underestimate the wrong sister. London, get off. Okay? Yeah, I smile, thinking of her fierce determination. She's going to be amazing, like her aunt. Alex says softly. Get some sleep. Beth, tomorrow is going to be one hell of a show. I hang up and start going through my checklist one final time. Black roses. Check. Press in. Place. Check. Evidence ready. Check. Tomorrow Samantha will get her vow renewal. But the only vows being renewed will be the ones I make to myself. Never again will I let anyone steal my power. My Voice my truth, let Dustin release those photos, some secrets need to see the light of day. The black roses look stunning against the white tablecloths. Samantha stands at the entrance of the country club ballroom, her face a mask of controlled panic as guests file in. Where's London? She hisses as I adjust her veil. Safe, I smooth a non-existent wrinkle, which is more than I can say for what's coming. What have you done me? St back to admire my work. I just planned a vow renewal, everything else that's all karma, sister dear. Dustin appears looking smugger than usual in his expensive suit. Quite a turnout, though. I noticed the press seems particularly interested. Funny how fraud and corruption make such compelling headlines. I check my watch. 5 minutes till showtime. Samantha grabs my arm. Please, whatever you're planning. Too late. I nod toward the entrance where federal agents are quietly taking positions. Much too late. The music starts, not the traditional wedding march Samantha requested, but London's composition. Dark, haunting notes fill the room as Marco takes his place at the altar. What is this music? Dustin demands. Your granddaughter's gift to her mother. Shame you never bothered to listen to her play. Samantha starts her walk down the aisle, each step heavy with dread. The guests murmur, some in appreciation of her dress, others noticing the federal agent's subtle presence. I take my place at the podium. Yes, I'm officiating. Samantha was too afraid to say no when I suggested it. We're gathered here today, I begin, my voice carrying clearly through the room, to witness not just a renewal of vows, but a revelation of truths. Dustin shifts uncomfortably. Several cameras click. 8 years ago, a wedding took place, not the one that was planned, but one orchestrated through manipulation, fraud, and betrayal. I smile directly at my mother, who sits ashen-faced in the front row. Today we're here to set things right. Stop this, Samantha whispers. No, I turn to the assembled guests. You all came expecting a celebration of love. Instead, you're witnessing the end of an empire built on lies. Dustin stands. That's enough. Sit down, Dad. Marco's voice rings out. He pulls papers from his jacket. The federal agents have everything: the fraud, the blackmail, the offshore accounts. It's over. The room erupts in chaos. Cameras flash as agents move in. My mother tries to leave but finds her path blocked. You can't do this, Dustin snarls, reaching into his jacket looking for these. I hold up the fought he'd been threatening us with. Go ahead, release them. Show everyone how you orchestrated my wedding's destruction. Show them the contract you made my mother and sister sign. Show them everything. Samantha steps forward. I have something to say. The room quiets, even the agents pause. I'm sorry, Suddy. Her voice breaks. I was weak, scared. Dad threatened to ruin us if I didn't go along with his plan. But that's no excuse. I stole your wedding, your future, your trust, and for what a life built on lies. Keep going, I say softly. I've lost everything that matters: my daughters, respect, my integrity, my self-worth. She turns to the guests. You all thought we were perfect, the perfect family, the perfect life. But it was all a fraud, as fake as this vow renewal. Dustin lunges for her, but is quickly restrained by agents. You ungrateful, he starts. No, Dad. Marco moves to stand beside Samantha. You don't get to call anyone ungrateful. You used us all like pawns, but games and empires fall. My phone buzzes. A text from London. Watching the live stream. You're amazing, all of you. I address the room one final time. This ceremony is over, but the truth, that's just beginning. As the agents lead in a way, my mother approaches me. Beth, please save it. I step back. Some betrayals can't be forgiven, but they can be learned from. Samantha hasn't moved from the altar. Her perfect dress now wrinkled, her makeup strewn with tears. What happens now? She asks. Now I look around at the chaos we've created at the Black Roses, standing witness. Now you do what I did. You rebuild. You find out who you are. Without all the lies, will London ever forgive me? That's up to her, but she's strong, Samantha, stronger than we ever were at her age. She'll be okay. Marco joins us, looking both exhausted And relieved the agents want statements from everyone. Then let's give them what they need. I straighten my shoulders. Time to tell the whole truth as guests file out. Minnie stopping to speak with reporters. I send one final text to London. It's done. Your composition was perfect, she replies. Immediately think Mom will ever understand why I had to leave. Yes, I tip back because sometimes the bravest thing we can do is walk away from a beautiful lie. I look at Samantha still standing in her wedding dress among the black roses and feel something unexpected, not satisfaction or revenge, but peace. Sometimes karma doesn't just come to collect, sometimes she comes to set us all free. The fashion show lights dim as London takes her final bow. Her collection, black roses and broken vows, just brought Paris Fashion Week to its feet. I watched from backstage, pride squeezing my chest. She did it, Alex whispers beside me. She actually did it. Was there ever any doubt? None. Samantha's voice makes us both turn. She stands awkwardly in her simple black dress, clutching a bouquet of black roses. Is it okay that I came? Before I can answer, London appears. She stopped short at the sight of her mother. You came front row. Samantha holds out the flowers. Your designs, they're extraordinary. Thanks. London takes the roses. Dad here too. Outside. He wasn't sure. Samantha swallows. We didn't want to overwhelm you. I start to step away, but London grabs my hand. Stay please. The dress you closed with, Samantha says softly, the white one with the black lace overlay. That was about Aunt S's wedding. Wasn't it? The whole collection was about our family. London strokes a rose petal. About lies and truth, darkness and light, about finding beauty and broken things like us. Samantha's voice cracks. Maybe London meets her eyes. I'm not anymore, just cautious. That's fair. Samantha glances at me. More than fair, considering. A commotion at the door draws our attention. Marco enters, followed by reporters shouting questions about Dustin's sentencing. Not today, he says firmly. Today is about my daughter's triumph. Nothing else. The reporters persist until security escorts them out. Marco approaches slowly like he's afraid London might disappear. You are magnificent, he says simply. London hugs him quick but real. Thanks, Dad. Your grandfather asked to see your show. Marco adds, from prison. I told him no good. London's voice is firm. Some people don't deserve second chances. I think of my mother, who chose social status over her daughter's happiness. She wasn't at the show either. But some people do. London continues, looking at her parents, if they're willing to earn them. Samantha wipes her eyes. We'd like to try maybe dinner tomorrow. I'd like that. London turns to me. You'll come too? Actually, I pull out an envelope. I have something else planned. Open it. Inside is a contract, not the destroying kind, but the building kind. A partnership. London's eyes widen as she reads, you want me to design wedding dresses for your company, not what need I? Smile. Your talent is exactly what we're missing. Plus, Alex is tired of being the only one who calls me out on my dramatic tendencies. Hey, Alex protests, laughing. Speaking of dramatic tendencies, Samantha says, I saw your latest wedding, the one with the butterfly release. Beautiful. Thanks. The compliment feels genuine, making it harder to hold on to old anger. London's design would have made it perfect. Then it's settled. London signs the contract with Flourish Partners. Marco clears his throat. Does this mean you're staying in Paris for now? London hands me back the contract, but I'll visit both of you. We can try again. Slowly is good. Samantha nods. We have a lot to make up for you. Do I agree? But at least now you're being honest about it. Security returns to announce the after party is starting. London looks at her parents come to the party, just for a little while. They agree, following her out. I stay behind, touching one of the black roses. Samantha brought you okay? Alex asks. Better than okay. I tuck the contract into my bag. Remember what you said when I first went home about karma coming to roost? Yeah, I think it did, just not the way we expected. Instead of destroying everything, it rebuilt things. Different but maybe stronger, like those roses London uses, beautiful because of their uniqueness, not in spite of it. My phone buzzers, a message from Samantha. Thank you not for forgiving us, but for showing London how to be strong. I show Alex the text, think they'll make it the new them. Maybe they're trying. That's something. Music drifts in from the party, London's composition, but transformed. The dark melody now carries notes of hope, of possibility coming. London appears in the doorway. They're about to toast the new partnership. I look at her, confident, talented, free, and see everything I fought for, not revenge but redemption, not destruction but growth. Right behind you, partner. We join the celebration, surrounded by black roses and bright lights, broken vows transformed into new promises. Sometimes karma doesn't just settle scores, sometimes she opens doors to better futures, and sometimes those futures are more beautiful than any revenge could ever be.
Thank you for watching Beth's story until the end. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more untold realities.